it strikes me as one of his games.
Yeah, he liked that game over Phantasy Star. And majority people like that game over Phantasy Star. I
What's
saw a
wrong with
tit monster
Fantasy
today.
Star?
I saw somebody, because you can use the same accessory 16 times on your character. I saw somebody put big tits on all parts of their body and then use an emote that lets them crawl on the ground. It was the most horrifying thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Welcome to the Mecha Courage podcast.
Welcome to the Mecha Courage podcast.
Yeah, what a way to start. We'll cut out all that other 4 minutes of banter we had and just talk about the tit monster.
Man, everybody remember that episode of Courage with the tit monster?
The tit monster?
Give it time.
He was built and they fought in the Coliseum.
Well, we're back.
We sure are.
Season 3 is upon us. Be another year of courage.
And another year of travesties.
Another year of seeing what may come of this crazy show.
Good episode to start season 3 off on, though.
This is good energy, isn't it?
Yeah. Twin fights.
So you're here. Congratulations.
That means you made it.
Yeah, I'm Taylor. There's Tim and Sheldon. We're back to talk to Courage. Nope, talk to you about Courage.
Hey, man.
That would be weird if we
Courage
did the
has
first.
some opinions, and I'm sure he'd love to talk about.
Yeah. From these 2 episodes, I'm gonna go with not great ones.
Hey, man.
There were
He
some
was replaced.
There were some caricatures that were worrying.
In both parts, in A and B.
It was a different time.
It's 2002. Not that long ago.
Different.
You can't judge these characters.
Wanna bet?
We could try.
We are back. How you guys been? How you guys been for your break from recording?
You know what? Times are good. Time. To say that they're bad would be a lie.
Yeah, we've been off for a month. Hopefully y'all haven't missed us too much. If you have, don't cry. We're back. Everything's fine.
And some of you out there are probably going, who the fuck are these guys again?
Maybe it's the first time you've listened to us. Congratulations. Proud of you. Recommend us to your friends. But we're here to talk about Courage the Cowardly Dog. We're going to start with our first episode back. And they're a fucking pair of doozies, let me tell you.
Is it Muriel's match or is it a match for Muriel? I can't remember.
Muriel meets her match.
Thank you.
Courage versus Mecha Courage are our 2.
I just found out something about the wiki that is very stupid.
Oh, hold on to that. Tell your mandatory wiki segment.
Yeah, okay. I will hold on to it because it's bullshit. And it's not even about the episode. It's just making me angry.
Oh,
but that's fine.
For you.
I found it. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's like a fucking... Oh god.
Is it an essay?
Yeah, there's an essay for trivia.
Oh, cool.
I
love those. Those are always the best.
These are fun. We have... Yeah, so... Sorry, I stopped knowing how to talk for a half a minute at the end of this last episode, so my brain is still processing what I saw and how to react to it.
Well, we also haven't done this in quite a while.
It's been like a month, but yeah.
Keep drinking until it's fine.
Yeah, drink away your insecurities about not being able to talk.
But we're back in season 3, and before we get into the episodes, I just want to address the art style seems to have shifted.
Seems to have got a bump.
Holy shit.
There's some shading. It's crisp.
Yeah, if you watch from season 2 to season 3, there definitely appears to be more money tossed at this show. We talked a little bit about it when we were going over the episodes themselves, But I just kind of want that to be known right now. Like, you should see a drastic improvement, and maybe that's just the quality of the source that we're watching. But I don't ever remember
it looking this good.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. I don't remember it ever looking this crisp. But also, this is when we start seeing the addition of the like CGI Courage thing at the end of the shows too. Correct?
Yes,
because CGI was going everywhere.
Yeah, and
especially Cartoon Network was really pushing it hard.
Yeah, and so like we have a decent amount of money tossed into Courage's at least color palette. I don't know if that's just like art style change.
The big change, I don't know if you guys notice it, but because I do graphic design and video editing and stuff like that, is that there are now more shadows and then there's more finish on everything, right? So like you see
Maybe
it really
they got
good.
an extra like transitional period where they're like, let's just clean it up even more. So
yeah, usually what happens after the second season, like you saw this with Rick and Morty after season 2 and then after season 3, is that they negotiate contracts again. And so if the show is going well, they'll just give them more money and then give the production more money. So like they'll pay everyone more and then they will pay more money into making the show better because it's already proven to be profitable, right? So that's something that they do. They still do it now. So
interesting.
And also one of the big things is shadows. In this whole episode, you really see it in the second part of the episode, but on Muriel, when she's sitting down, you'll see like a shadow for where the light is in the room because it's right next to Eustace. So the light's farther away from her, and so the light side is dimmer, and then the shadow is on the right, like left side of her body where its shadow would be. So
it just looks way crisper, and that I think is what threw me.
They got renewed for 2 seasons instead of just 1.
They did, and
probably did, yeah.
Threw me for the first part of this this episode, but in the first story, we have Muriel meets her match, and your title card has a Muriel fighting a shadow Muriel with a rolling pin is what those are called.
Persona 6 looking great as always.
Looking real wonderful. Good. Yeah, you know. I like the art change.
I don't have to serve under Eustace. I can surf beside him.
Yeah.
They're no longer in Japan. They're in Kansas.
Rivers in the Desert start playing.
JoJo is looking real good, you know. I'm real happy for the next arc.
What is Eustace's stance?
Oh. Hammer time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was like, what do we got here? I think Courage would have to be.
I think we've talked about this before. I
don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, but we've definitely talked about
God. I feel like Courage definitely can't have Star Platinum. I think it's fucking what's
Give me your hack.
Oh.
My favorite thing about all of this is I haven't watched JoJo, so I have no fucking idea.
I haven't either,
Courage
but I know enough.
Monkey. Courage is the monkey, the orangutan who can create a ghost ship because he can like manipulate shit with his mind.
What about Iggy? I know Iggy's a character.
Iggy's just a dog who has a stand that just beats the shit out of people.
Yeah, well, would you look at that?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Maybe he's the Iggy. God, I don't want him to be though. I want him to be the monkey. So there's that. Who the fuck is Paul Narev in this one?
That'd be Sheriff Man.
No, the sheriff can't be Paul Narev.
Sure he can.
No. You like this content, Tim, that you can't participate in?
Yeah, I was just wondering. So when does this episode start?
It starts whenever you want it
already did. So you know, Muriel and Eustace and Courage are working their way to Africa to Egypt to stop Dio's terrible plan to take over.
Oh my God, you freaked me out. Yeah. Oh my God, I was freaking out. No way.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Yeah. So this episode starts the car chase, and
So a Latina Muriel.
we see a Winnebago being chased by police officers, and on the interior we see a woman and an arm of a man, and that's just like where we start. And the woman is very similar looking to Muriel.
Some might say just traced.
She's got black hair. She has tan skin and red eyes, which I hate. I don't like it. The red eyes thing really fucking trips me out.
It's how you know she's evil, Taylor.
Yeah,
we've had countless characters who have not had red eyes that have been bad.
But they've had discolored eyes.
I don't know. Most of them wear sunglasses. I don't know.
No, that's just Cajun Grannies too.
That is, But he took off his glasses. He had,
But so this is where we enter, and the two people in the car are named Maria and Mano Ladranus or Ladranus.
Ladranus. I couldn't catch it. It was just.
I don't think they. I think they say their last name on the television.
They do.
But it's very fast. It's the only time they give out the last name. But they pull off the road and they park behind Muriel and Eustace's house to avoid the police. Which, number one,
if you have a Winnebago, life is your backyard.
Well, yeah, there's that. But also,
true, yeah.
I don't know. Like when you look at the shot, like you have the farm, and they just pull literally off the road and behind the farmstead. You could see them. The road curves.
I don't.
No, that was a curvature of the earth. Come on.
Everyone knows the earth is flat, Tim.
No, it's shaped like a donut.
Yeah, donut earth with a dome over us to stop us from seeing.
Are
the dinosaurs.
We Halo?
Yes,
it's basically Halo.
God, I wish.
But so they do this, and they end up at the Bag farmstead, and they're trying to figure out their next move. And by happenstance, Muriel comes out to get the milk, and Maria sees Muriel and is like, "That's our ticket." Which
so we have to.
She then has to acknowledge that she looks like Muriel, right?
Hey man, we all have a doppelganger out in the world somewhere.
Yeah, no, I know. Character creation can only go so far, but I'm just saying, like, at that moment, she has to realize that she looks like Muriel. And I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult or just, like, because Muriel
is... It's a self-insult.
I'm just confused. But they're doing this...
Are you saying that Muriel's not a pretty-looking gal?
She's an old lady cartoon character who's fairly generic in all manners.
Yeah,
you clearly haven't been on the internet long enough.
I'm not looking up Muriel pictures.
I double dog dare you.
We will do it for a.
No, we
if
won't.
We ever have a Patreon
we
episode,
won't.
we'll do it for that. We'll do it like Funhouse.
No, we won't.
We'll do it like Funhouse does. 34.
I refuse. That gets you on a list.
Like you're not already there, you fuck.
You're doing a drunk podcast talking about children's cartoons.
Arguably. Young adult cartoons. But this happens, and Maria tells Mano, "This is our next move. We're going to get you that operation." We don't know what the operation is at this point. We've only seen the arm.
I think it's LASIK, but I'll tell you why later.
And then you have Maria going to the Bag house, knocking on the door, and being like, "Hey, we're your new neighbors in your backyard."
So we got TV.
Yeah, we're here now, and Eustace is real upset because suddenly the TV cuts out, and we're like, "Why did the TV cut out?" We know, but Eustace doesn't. And so she tells Eustace, "We've got a TV. We got great reception in the Winnebago. You should just go sit there."
Which is a word that doesn't exist in the English language.
I don't know how you have better reception in a Winnebago, but anyway. And
so Courage looks out the door, and sees shears next to the antenna on the ground.
They just left it there
because just like a survival horror video game. It's like, well, we don't need these tools anymore.
Yep.
Let's drop them on the ground.
And so Eustace and like Courage tries to explain that. Obviously, that doesn't work because the episode would be too short. And so
credits roll as Eustace goes, "My God, Courage, you're right.
By God, boy, you figured it out." His like mouth only moves up, and it's like a '60s cartoon, and his mouth only opens up, and everything else is static to save money. But that happens, and so then go ahead.
No, by God, boy, you're right. The problem is the foreigners to the east.
Probably be south.
You're right.
No,
that's the next episode.
Oh God!
But, yeah, no, these are problematic episodes.
No, these are very bad. There's some very bad digs.
Like Maria has an accent. I was gonna address this later, but Maria has an accent, and like I hope to God that the voice actress playing her was actually Latina, because or a Spanish speaking native, because it is a thick Spanglish accent, and like I feel that it's offensive, and I just like it's not like she doesn't say anything. There's no like "ay carumbas" or weird shit like that. But it is thick. It is a thick accent, and it makes my skin kind of do a heebie-jeeb type thing. It's problematic, you know.
I'm looking for it. It's gonna be a hard search to find this one.
You can't find. I tried.
I
you
know
can try again.
it sucks.
They buried it deep.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's not a comprehensive like list, I guess. Of
the voice actors. Yeah,
of voice actors.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, you saw that? I see that too. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
And so that happens, and Maria starts talking to Muriel about where she keeps all of her documents. Birth certificate, driver's license.
Oh, well, we'll keep it in this mobile safe that I can pull out at any time.
Yeah, it's
a very large safe. Yeah. And here's the combination. Like,
because, you know.
And Courage slams it shut. And I was like, that seems fictional.
God damn it, Grandma.
And then Sheldon reminded me, no, old people will just give everybody everything.
If they have even a slightly indication that they could be trustworthy, oh yeah.
Well, think about that scam that goes around like every year, which is like they call old people and they say that they're their grandchild and they need
grandchild
money.
Hasn't visited me in a few years. Yeah, sure, yeah. This tracks.
Well, that was like I've heard that thing before, and I've always had to say to people, I go, hey, you know what I sound like. Come on. You know what every one of your and I guess that only does hit people that maybe don't see their grandchildren, but like that's a real scam. Like, that is a real scam that gets countless amounts of information and money wired, and it just boggles my fucking mind.
Man,
that anybody believes that.
You should see some of this shit, like, because I work in the senior living industry, and man, there are so many scams to get these people.
Oh yeah.
It is despicable.
Man,
it's
Tim,
just like sad.
Nothing like actually helping the scam artist, huh?
I don't know.
Fucking awful.
Oh yeah, you know more too. Yeah. God. Oh, I don't want to leave that by sticking people.
Yeah. Hey,
no.
Sheldon wasn't a scam artist. He worked for a company that had to transpose calls, and he couldn't stop things.
Yeah, he couldn't intervene in the call. He couldn't talk in the call.
Nope, just had to caption it out, make sure that the scam came out crystal clear.
That is also
that's so
very
dirty.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That's so dirty. That's so dirty that industry just doesn't have like the ethics code to just be like, if it's a scam, just hang up.
Just disconnect the call for them.
I will eventually do like some kind of documentary or like journalistic effort about that. I just can't do it right now. Because it affects my job as well. So.
But it's fucking crazy. Anyway, so Muriel gives up the combination because of course she does. And then Muriel is like, how do you be so cool?
Beautiful?
Yeah, I don't know. And
I don't know how it got to her dyeing her hair, to be perfectly honest.
it kind of didn't even. There was a little bit of exposition, but not a lot to like.
Maria, I
oh,
think
come on
just
upstairs.
Like, you're very pretty. How do I get to look like you? And Muriel's like, I'll give you a fucking makeover. To which I go, okay, a makeover is one thing. You made her you. And that's fucking weird.
Is Muriel just self-obsessed?
Yeah, I was
fucking weird. Like,
so,
that's not a makeover. That's just weird.
But we're also all dudes.
Then again, if I saw a man that looked exactly like me except for his hairstyle,
yeah, and like
there might be a part of it that's like, you know.
No, I've seen too many movies to know that person's a drug dealer, and they're gonna make me try to take the fall for it.
So
they're
I'm
gonna take your face.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make this comment, but I do recognize that she is a very old woman, so this comment doesn't necessarily work. My nieces, who are both two different parts of my family, will do similar hairstyles together. Like they'll do a makeover.
Are they children?
Yes, that's why it doesn't work.
That tracks.
So
that tracks.
So what you're saying is,
think about this. Hang on, no, think about this. There are teenagers on the face of the earth that if someone shows up to a party with the same jacket, they will burn down that party.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way that this is like, oh, a makeover. Fuck yeah, identical looking.
Well, maybe Muriel is thinking that, this is the first friend, like female friend I've had in a long time that's came to my house.
I'm going to put this out here. Anybody listening, if you have a friend who then goes, give me a makeover to make me look just like you, don't.
Yeah, no,
they want to wear your skin. They want to wear your skin. They want to feel your skin against their skin while they do dirty things to their skin in your skin.
I was going to say, as soon as they go can you put on some more lotion? You should run.
Like that is a horrifying idea that like you're hanging out with somebody, you're hanging out with a friend and they look at you and they're like, hey, could you give me a makeover? And you're like, yeah, I can give you a makeover. And they go, exactly like you.
I love that.
Give me a second. I need to go upstairs for a second.
I'm getting a gun. That's so fucking creepy. That's so fucking like even the thought of like just sitting on a couch in a dim room and your friend turning to you and being like, I want to look like you. Fucking horrifying.
So Taylor, I was wondering if I could come to your house.
I'm gonna throw things at you.
Yeah, you're closer to Sheldon than I am, so
I'm gonna lock every door and sit in a closet with a shotgun.
Your wife's
God
gonna be super confused when she gets back
first person to come home.
Hey Taylor,
bang!
Saw the door was unlocked. Let myself in.
And then it's a shot of the door, and like it's broken, like you broke the door down.
Hey, Charlie.
The door is open.
Yeah,
there's Charlie.
It's so fucking weird. It's such a fucking weird thing. I don't like it. Like, there's no world where this is real. Like, maybe if they were kids, but there's no fucking world where this woman. Also, hang on a minute. She dyed her hair white. That means that Muriel's been dyeing her hair white.
No, it just means she has the option, right?
No,
I'm with you. No,
She's
I'm with
the
you.
silver
100%.
fox of this family.
It was a silver. It's just white.
White hair makes you look more distinguished.
Or maybe she has it for when Eustace's hair comes finally in.
Well, she's living in that fantasy world.
That is the best answer I've heard all day.
It's like she's like, I want Eustace's hair to match.
It's for his carpet.
Just gets real sad.
So that happens, and then in the night, Eustace is sleeping in the Winnebago watching TV, and Courage and Muriel are sleeping, and Muriel is sleeping in her glasses, which gives me anxiety. And
it happens, man. It does happen.
I think this is the first time I noticed it. I think she's done it for the entire seasons.
No, she hasn't.
Sometimes
sometimes
she just gets so drunk, you just forget.
I don't know. I got perfect vision, so what the fuck am I gonna?
I was gonna say, if I get really drunk, I do that. Or if so, every time we record this episode, I wake up with my glasses on. But my brother used to do that when he was a kid. He used to. Yeah, just this episode. We've done this 12 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just this episode.
The 7th recording.
Listen, I just forget. I have glasses. I always do.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
There are some people in my life who can't stand to wear glasses.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They just can't wait to get them off their face.
Tim, you want to tell your brother stories before I?
No, that's just it. He just used to wear glasses.
He just wears glasses.
Yeah,
they're stapled to his temples.
He's so blind.
It's why he's the way he is.
Yeah. Well,
but so they're asleep, and Courage. This is the first shot we get of Mano, the man inside, like the full man. But oh no, it's actually only the arm. He's just an arm, and it's like not even like arm up to shoulder. It's like arm at elbow.
Yeah. No, I think the bicep is there no curve?
I don't think
no
there's
bicep.
a bicep. I think it's just at elbow.
Oh, you're right,
Yep.
because you see the bone in his arm too.
Yeah.
You're right.
And so, which has, like, again, it's Courage. There's a lot of implications.
Manuel must have had a hell of a body, though.
Well, this is one of those things where I go, what's the operation? What's the operation?
See, and this is where I would like to lead in my theory that it's LASIK. Because he doesn't take anything else from them but her glasses.
Well, that's
it
part of
must
the
be
plan,
LASIK.
man. It's part of the...
That's the plant, man.
It's the scam.
No,
we gotta get the glasses to make her look
Yeah.
like Muriel.
Yeah.
Your
and
guys'
so
world is too logical. I prefer to think he was just trying to... He's
Yeah,
like,
that
oh, we
tracks.
might have the same prescription. Let's see.
Yeah.
Except he can't see because he doesn't have eyes.
Well, Tim, if we keep going
Hey,
down that
Get
vein,
your
it's like, where
fucking
the
jokes
fuck's
out
the
of this podcast. hey, jokes, leave the room. Fuck you.
I am here for trivia. That's it.
Yeah.
And for
we are
podcasts.
super serious.
Yeah,
in
this is a very,
podcast.
very serious podcast. So then
She had to keep him around for a reason.
steals the glasses.
Oh, there's a
Muriel's
reason.
blind. Cops show up. Well, actually, Courage goes outside, sees the Winnebago driving away. He's like, "Fuck it, things are okay." I guess
This
they
is
just
good.
wanted
Eustace
Muriel.
is gone.
Yeah, Eustace is with them now.
Any situation where Eustace is gone,
It's good for Courage.
it's a win-win.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
No, it is.
It's so much that he moves Eustace's chair out and just brings the couch into the middle of the
Yeah,
room.
the chair doesn't leave frame at one point. Muriel can't see. She's bumping into things. Courage listens to the radio, and then the radio cuts to there's been a break-in at the museum with the big diamond, and he's like, "Oh no!" And then the police show up, and Muriel's like, "It's cousin whatever," but it's not. It's the police. And then the cop gives Muriel back her glasses because they were left at the scene of the crime. For those of us watching, and then they're like, "Oh, it's not cousin Harold," and she's being taken away and handcuffs.
Listen, you committed a crime.
You committed a crime, and this is what happens. And Courage
Look,
is trying
there
to
you are.
resist the police. And then the Winnebago drives by, and the cop goes, "See, there you are." And he's still gonna arrest her. And I was like, that tracks.
That's the police, yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Man, that's more like real life than ever.
Yeah. What a fun time watching Courage in 2021.
This
then-
episode came out when? 2002?
Yeah, something like that. And,
Yep.
19 years and still tracks.
Yes.
And Courage and Muriel steal the policeman's bike or motorcycle to chase after the dangerous thieves. And this is when we find out that the Winnebago not only is a Winnebago, but it's apparently every Batman vehicle ever.
Armed to the teeth.
It's got cannons that they shoot at Muriel and Courage, and it's got a dragon that spits hot acid down like it's a medieval castle.
Man, it's like season 2 of Batman the
Yeah.
Animated Series where everybody got their own fucking fancy vehicle. It's like,
Everybody, yeah.
Is that, like, do we know what that liquid is?
no,
It doesn't
we don't
explain
know,
it?
but it's supposed to be like, I guarantee you it's supposed to be like a boiling oil type thing. Or
Yeah,
acid,
getting marshmallow.
because in medieval times, one of the ways that you stop people from trying to scale the walls of your castle is you take vats of hot oil, which you've heated over a fire, and you
Right.
pour it over the side.
Right. Well,
I prefer the cold oil and it just being plopped out in giant gelatin cubes.
And then you're just slippery the whole time.
This is my reminder that we are currently living at the safest time in history ever. So,
well, it's kind of hard to say that during a pandemic.
No, Tim, we are.
No,
safest
I know.
Time for violence and everything else.
Dead.
Granted, we did get some kind of vaccine.
Hey, how many people do you know have been put on spikes for the simple crime of existing?
Or how about the racking wheel?
How many of your friends marched into Romania and then met Vlad Dracul's forest of impaled bodies?
Oh God, yeah, no.
Now, Tim, I know this isn't a fair assessment, but how many people have been tossed in a river to see if they float or not?
If they witch or not.
Now, don't do that. We live in Kansas.
If they witch and you tie your hands and legs and you toss them in, and if they drown, they were a person. If they float, they're a witch, so you get to burn them anyway.
I do live in a city that's on the river, so I mean,
we didn't have witch trials though, but
I'm sure someone tried it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things.
No, we just have never mind.
And so Courage, Eustace is in the van or in the Winnebago, and he's constantly like watching TV and talking about how good the sound effects are because he's a moron.
Hey man, and good sound effects, good sound effects.
Courage falls in through the window. Mano is there. Courage is in the palm of his hand. He starts strangling Courage, who has the diamond.
How many muscles do you like? Do you think he would be capable of really strangling somebody?
Yeah, because that'd be like all of your muscles in your forearm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I started working out 2 months ago, and my forearm is now bigger than it was. Like.
Yeah, if you like squeeze, like you can feel it. You can feel your muscles activate. Maybe a bicep or two, but I think you're okay.
Yeah, especially if that's like your main motive of moving.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. His muscles must be fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Because that's all he is.
Yeah, and then Muriel breaks in and saves Courage. The Winnebago crashes. Eustace is sad because his TV is broken. The cops catch up to him. They arrest Maria and Mano's now stuck in this. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. And
before we leave this part, can we point out the fact that this arrest is not going to be valid?
Oh, yeah.
Because he starts reading their Miranda rights. It goes, you have the right to remain. You have the right. Just screw it. And he just handcuffs both of them. He's like, that's illegal. You can't do that.
It's a fucking trip of an episode.
Welcome to the southern border.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And
it's,
then I did forget to mention, and Sheldon brought this up. When Muriel loses her glasses, she goes, "I can't hear you without my glasses." So maybe she is in fact.
There's the theory.
Terribly.
Does she read lips?
Deaf,
yeah. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
I mean, it's probably a false theory, but we can all make things real what we want to.
But a theory nonetheless.
Would you guys like to hear some trivia about this episode? And it's
Dude, I don't know. I read some of those.
Did you read the first one? Setting us up for greatness. Would you like to hear it, Taylor?
Go for it, Dad.
Here is the trivia for Muriel Meets Her Match. Casa is Spanish for house. That is the first trivia fact.
Yep.
Well, Tim, you can just, put the books away.
Nope.
It. We've done it. We're done. We can stop the whole podcast.
I also want to read
stop the podcast.
Maria and Manos is trivia because I think there's 2 or 3 of them that are kind of funny. But I'll blow through these because they're all kind of just like that. Manos is based on the Thing from the Addams Family, which was also just a hand. After having her glasses stolen, and this might go directly to what you said. Actually, it is, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Muriel says to Courage, I can't hear you without my glasses. This suggests that Muriel's deaf, or at least partially deaf, and can read lips. This would explain how she never seems to realize something bad is happening around her, though it is possible that she misspoke, having meant see instead of hear. I don't think she misspoke. That's not how cartoons work. However,
they never misspeak.
Yeah.
Maybe.
However, if Muriel was deaf, she'd be signing instead of speaking. That's also not true. Especially for the older generation who didn't have like classes for sign language, and if she was deaf in older age, she wouldn't learn it, right?
Or well, also, I mean, they might, but also there's so many versions of sign language.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also, it's a cartoon.
The officers of Nowhere are shown to be incompetent again. Muriel imposters drove by with the loot.
Shit.
With the officers say that's proof of Muriel's defeat. This is the first episode that featured the animated Season 3, Season 4 end title card, which features a CGI Courage.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. I don't know
also,
if I like
starting
it as
with
much
this
as
episode, the opening credits would list Jim Mitchell as a storyboard supervisor and Andrew Kobold as a background supervisor. This would last throughout the rest of the show.
No, I thought you were going to say, no one has seen Jim Mitchell since the year 2024.
Since Dilworth locked him in his dungeon. The Nowhere Newsman was heard and seen on Maria and Manos Lendra's radio, Courage's radio, and Eustace's television. So this episode reveals Muriel has a cousin named Harold. This episode shares its music with the King of Flan, and this is the first episode of 2002.
Wait, King of Flan, has he been around?
No, that is a later episode, I believe. Yeah. Also, the stupid fact about this wiki, so season 1 and 2 are like episode 1A, episode 2A, whatever, right? Like, all the episodes are in order when you look down the episode list. Season 3 is not.
Season 3
is alphabetical order. So this episode was called Muriel Meets Her Match. It's almost at the bottom of the episode list.
That's fun.
Fucking neato.
Gave me a fucking heart attack.
I'm not even a heart attack, just fuck this.
Alright, so I do want to read Maria and Manos trivia real fast. So this is their only appearance. That's not part of trivia, but this is their only appearance. They have their own theme song in this episode.
Yeah, they sure do.
Kind of weird. We'll talk about that again in a bit, I think. Mano is potentially inspired by the thing. Yep. It's unknown how Mano ends up being only a dismembered arm and how he can survive without a body. Not really trivia. Maria is among Maria is among the small handful of dark-skinned characters to be in the series. That is a good trivia fact.
Yeah.
Now here's the best one. The name Mano could be a reference to the B movie Manos, The Hand of Fate, as made famous by Mystery Science Theater 3000. Oh, come on. I could believe.
I mean, that's a shit movie, to be sure, but...
yeah, but there ain't no way. There ain't no way.
That is the most famous Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, though.
Yeah, but also, I highly doubt it. Maybe it is.
Maybe Dilworth was just really into that.
I mean, that episode came out in like the 80s and the 90s, so like, it's possible.
That shit's gotta be corroborated. Like, you know what I mean? That's just...
And like, I like how the person who wrote this didn't go all the way. They said the name could be a reference.
Yeah, which is essentially being like oh yeah, I mean, if I was you, I would do that, I guess, maybe, I bet. Like, it's so non-committal.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to read this section just for that fact. The last fact is Maria has a light Mexican accent. Light is probably a...
Light is a hell of a word.
Yeah.
It is kind of worryingly so. Like, that's the thing where I go, I hope who did this was of Latina descent, because if it's just like the Muriel voice actor putting it on, I'm gonna feel weird about it.
I don't think it is.
I think I only feel that way because it is such a like exploitative style.
Yeah, and
it's just like, I don't think we needed to do that.
Yeah, and it was a different time, but still, they shouldn't have done it like that.
It's
They
just
could have
odd.
easily found a
It's just
voice
really
actor
odd.
that was Spanish. Like, they didn't have to. And the person that does all the voice acting is not the voice acting, the head of voice for Courage at this time was Latino, I think. His last name was Fernandez. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. But that is trivia for both the episode Muriel Meets Her Match and for the two characters who were in this episode, Maria and Mano Ladros. Ladronos? Never's clear. No one ever says.
Yeah, it's like Landros or Landros. Yeah. It's hard to say. I don't know if they roll their R in the episode or not. But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird time. It's less problematic. Like I'm playing it up a little bit for effect. Like
there
the
are
accent...
worse things in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The accent's less problematic. It's fine. Like it's a one-off thing. It's whatevs. I still again find it very strange that that Muriel goes along with everything, but here we are.
Oh yeah, this is my private information.
Yeah, you know, it's whatever.
Listen,
the
so
combination
many things can
be. All right.
Everything can be dismissed in this show with just, they're old.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
I mean, yeah. Sadly, that's more truthful than it needs to be, but...
Why are they not calling the cops yet? No, they're old. What's the worst, that I'll die?
It's a fine episode. It's fun. Yeah. It's good. It's a good time.
Would you like to rate it?
I don't know.
I don't know if you were reaching for that or not. But
I don't know.
Bring it to it. Would you like me to rate it first?
You go first.
You know what? Sure.
I'm going to rate this a 4.5 out of 5 Miranda rights, not spoken.
So only one of those count.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Exactly. Come on, that is a super... Like, I get it. It's a funny joke at the end of the episode, but like...
I get you.
I'm gonna rate it. Like 3.5 disembodied hands out of 5. I liked it, but like I don't know. I feel like it's not as strong of an opener as I've seen.
And maybe I've just been drinking more, but I thought it was a good start to the season because it had both like the comedic element to it. Yeah. And the scary element that we kind of missed. Not scary, the action element we kind of missed in season 2. Right?
Yeah, there was a lot of downtime in season 2.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm probably gonna rate it 2.5 unwanted neighbors out of 5.
Oh,
wow.
2.5.
Okay. Going for half.
It's I don't know. Like, I wouldn't consider it the worst episode we've ever watched, but I just didn't really care for it, and that might be just the drinks I've had. It just wasn't there.
When we get drunk, Sheldon is a pessimist and I'm an optimist.
He becomes hypercritical of everything.
I sure fucking do.
Whereas I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
So there's that. Let us now...
Let's move on to the weirder episode.
Problematic episode?
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, the episode itself isn't. It's just DeLung. DeLung is such a problematic character.
DeLung is a character that I loved as a kid.
It's one of those things that, like, when you're a kid, I think it's a very funny accent, but it's kind of like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh my god. Or Mickey Rooney in general.
Well, Mickey Rooney's fine in general. He says not reading up on Mickey Rooney recently.
I was gonna say, man, I don't know.
He's also a corpse, I think. So there's that. But it's that kind of thing where, like, as a kid, that shit's hilarious because you just think it's a funny. That guy sounds funny. Like, it's one of those things. As an adult, I go, I don't think DeLung needed to be this bad. Like,
Tell
I
me
just
more.
don't. I just really don't. There's something about it that every time he's on screen, I don't fucking laugh anymore.
So is it?
I just kind of go, oh, it's DeLung.
That's
need
just
someone
the
to-
SJW getting to you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you want
It
me to
is.
point out the part that makes you feel that way? Because it's the Eastern influence music that is playing every time he talks. It's like, oh,
Probably unhelpful too. I can essentially sum up this episode in like maybe 5 words. Courage fights Robo Dog wins.
Would you say Courage versus Robo Courage?
Yeah.
yeah.
Mecha Courage. Fuck.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's the name of the
It's-
episode.
Yeah, so this entire episode is based around DeLung not liking Courage's ability to be dog when he fires stick out of bazooka and then fired dog out of bazooka and then dog actually caught stick, but DeLung didn't think dog caught
That's
stick.
not important. It's what we see. It's what we perceive.
So he make Mecha Dog to beat other dog at being dog, and he does more things than just dog does. The Mecha Courage fix pipe and
Mecha
make
Courage
shoe.
buy things at store.
Mecha
I think-
Courage buy things
Yeah, I was gonna say like
or
doesn't.
steal.
Well, I mean, they never say. Either case, that's a very good dog. But sorry, I just took a shot of vodka. But doesn't he stand in the middle of the road with this whiteboard?
He does. He
Saying
does.
this-
It's actually just a chalkboard. That was the other thing that I was like, come
Could've
on,
gone
man.
Anywhere.
It's on wheels. But yeah, he gets fucking destroyed by a truck.
Yeah. Well, and on that board, doesn't it say like the 3 things Robo Courage needs to do, like catch stick, fix pipe, massage feet, or something like that? The 3 things that the dog actually does.
It's chew boot. It's chew boot, fix emergency plumbing is the last one.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get back so I can actually see the screenshot of it, but it's having some issues.
I need to reassess how I do these episodes because I usually take a shot of vodka beginning of the podcast, and then when we talk about episode B.
You take another one?
No, I have not. But that last one was not great. It did not go down very well. And, oh man.
Tim, you got a bucket?
But
Sounds like you need a bucket.
No, this apartment's already destroyed. I'll just puke on the ground.
Oh, and Mecha Courage makes or sets table for dinner.
Yes.
With 6 forks.
6 forks for dinner.
So
And if you
I've
need more
had-
than one,
All right,
I'll
it
kill you.
has we didn't even see that, but it has Mecha Courage is good at cabbage planting.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Why
Boot-
is he good at cabbage planting?
Boot chewing and emergency plumbing repair.
Okay, the boot chewing I do. We saw that.
Yeah.
But cabbage planting.
And that was not seen. That was not seen.
no, that
That's
was
the
not. You're
only
right.
thing I'm
Yeah.
mad at. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
When did he
Muriel-
get good at cabbage planting?
I don't
The
know.
only cabbage we see in the episode is like when Muriel is
She
talking
drops
uses
it
at
into
the
the water.
very beginning, and she throws in the pot of boiling water, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, you gotta boil
boiled
the
cabbage. Yeah, it's gonna be like probably cabbage rolls.
gonna
maybe.
It's gonna be disgusting because cabbage is usually bad.
Or,
All right,
yeah,
well, you're wrong, but it's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I mean, you steam
beer-
cabbage sometimes.
beer rocks.
I hate
boiled-
beer rocks.
Fucking corned beef and cabbage. Good
I-
cabbage roll.
Listen,
just-
you're naming all the things that are awful.
Ugh.
I like beer rocks. I'm with you there. But,
Yeah, it's
Now you got Tim on your side. You can't fucking
well,
hold his
just
stance
for
at
beer
all.
rocks. I don't know about any of that other shit.
but
And by the way, in a formal setting, you should have no more than 3 implements
that yeah.
on a
He-
table. So he actually failed that.
Yeah, he Mecha Courage has to set a table, and he puts out too many forks.
And no
Too
spoon.
many
There's
forks.
though, maybe.
Mm-mm.
Hey, have
What
you ever
about
been to a
Knorks?
fancy restaurant and someone came out and been like, "Hey, this
Here's
is
your
your salad spork.
Yeah.
This is your soup spork.
I've never been to a fancy restaurant, so I wouldn't know.
Here you go, sir.
It's
Here's
not
your
like that,
crab
let me tell ya.
spork."
The fanciest I've been to is an Olive Garden.
Oh god, I went to
Yeah,
this
but they had
fancy-
unlimited soup and salad.
Yeah.
He also gives him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forks and 2 knives and 3 glasses.
One for the
And no
sandwich, one for the
spoons.
steak.
No spoons.
No spoons.
No
None.
Well, we're not having soup, so
You might be.
you-
It could be a cabbage soup.
I mean, she did boil
Um,
the cabbage.
you just pick up the bowl and drink it.
It's just like just like fucking old world Gatorade. Um,
Gatorade gum.
and so this all happens. Courage feels replaced when Muriel takes the robo dog into her lap. DeLung comes out and says a whole bunch of shit, but nothing of substance other than you should fight in a gladiatorial arena.
Dog, you not good dog.
Oh god, it's so fucking. He
It's-
says it so much, and it just,
Yeah, it's a
every
very
time he talks.
it's a very cringy moment because, well, for one, the current social life we have now.
Just
Would-
in general, just like it.
Yeah.
he repeats himself. It just, I don't know.
And
It bugs
he
me.
doesn't speak full English, like he's talking in
You're not
abrupt
good, dog.
sentences.
It's weird, dude.
He better dog in every way. He
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
dog in every other way.
He says that like 4 times.
And stupid
And-
dog, he's better dog.
He be better
Yeah.
dog than you if
And-
you fought in gladiatorial arena. Cut
Yeah,
to
and-
gladiatorial
And then
arena.
they go to Rome and fight in a gladiatorial arena, which only DeLung goes to. And they fight, and Courage hilariously just gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Until Robo Dog battery gives out, and the whole fucking thing explodes.
Can I point out, Courage
So,
wins this
Apple.
like Rocky?
Yeah,
He just lasts longer than the other person.
yeah. Oh,
Hey
absolutely.
man, stamina is very important.
No, it is, but you should
You
not
know.
have stamina only. Like,
Wouldn't it be a fucking really cool movie if Godzilla fought Mecha Godzilla, and the way Godzilla won was by getting his ass kicked until Mecha Godzilla got tired?
Oh, absolutely, but Godzilla fans won't agree.
Yeah,
Oh,
wouldn't
no,
that
yeah.
just be a fucking rad film? Wouldn't
that
be
type of
neat?
movie would not be a profitable film, do you think?
Wouldn't it be really
Probably
neat?
would.
Wouldn't it be really neat if any of those movies were like what if you're watching a horror movie and the killer is defeated by just like, God, I just
By
had to
the-
kill so many
By
kids.
the
Fucking
by the
Christ.
70th victim.
Like it's,
It's
just
like
like,
asking-
I'm done.
It's asking the question of how many fifth grade or how many elementary school kids could you
keep
take
going.
on if
Fifth
they
graders
took
is
on.
just
Yeah, no, because like it's like you could take on third graders, and then every third round of third graders, a fifth grader would come out and fight you too.
man, this stamina match. Ugh.
What if what if in Freddy Krueger by the like third dream, Freddy was just sitting there like on the curb and he was just like, "Oh my god, you fucking kids.
Could you stop
your
dreaming about
dreams.
sex?
Oh my
I'm
god, these
just
dreams
so tired."
They suck. They're bad dreams. I don't even have to be in here for you
Freddy's
to
going
die.
to bed. Like, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I fucking get the joke, but I hated it. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
You
I don't-
drained battery.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this episode in general, though. Like, the more that I think about it, the more I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't think it's very funny.
So I
yeah.
I
This
like
episode better than you in every way. This
I-
episode better than you in every other way.
I remember this episode. I kind of like it, but it's not as good as the A, which means that
Yeah.
Sheldon's grading scale is really gonna put this one low.
yeah.
Unless he loves this one. Unless Sheldon is like, fuck you guys. This was
5 out of 5.
This was A1 meat here.
5 out of 5. The weird, almost racist rhetoric.
5 out of 5. Ice patrols out of 5.
I don't know, man. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it and I'm just like, there's not much to recap. It's one of those episodes where if you don't watch it, it's not really fun to talk about.
It's
Yeah.
like fine.
It's another
No.
one of those episodes that like it's just like
It's
I
fine.
don't want to say action based, but it's very much just like
I
fast.
I do want to state that every single one of these episodes, no matter how I grade them, they're fine on a base level. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
them
so
if
far
they were on
everything's
TV.
better than Cage and Granny Stew.
Yeah, like
Well,
that's my bottom of the barrel one, I think, so far still. Where I just was like, that just seems
you
really
take
low
that
effort.
potato scraper and you just
Yeah.
peel it
Oh,
off.
now's a good time to mention on the subreddit a while ago. I haven't been on there in a little bit, but I was talking to somebody about their favorite episodes. That was the thread. And someone brought
Uh-huh.
up Cage and Granny Stew, and me and like
And you
four other
killed 'em.
people. No, like me and four other people were like, we didn't like that. I was like, yeah, our podcast didn't like that at all. And they're like, yeah, no, not one of the favorites.
No,
At all.
It's kind of nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Like, it's a nothing burger
it's
of
an
an episode.
episode to fill time,
Yeah.
and that's the worst an episode can be, unless it's teaching a bad lesson. Then it's worse.
Bad lesson. Kids, steal from your parents. That's
Kids,
the
if you're an
best
actor
lesson.
on a TV show, you should be a real superhero.
You're a god amongst men.
So I don't know. I just like this one was
Life doesn't get better than high school. Kill yourself.
Also,
fucking A.
I do want to point out this episode does end with Caesar coming out and giving the down thumb to what's his name, D-Long, and he drops through a trapdoor, and that's basically how the episode ends. I think Courage goes back, and then Muriel's like, no one can replace Courage, except
And then he gives the
Yep.
laugh.
No one can replace Courage, and then he does the D-Lung laugh, and I go,
And then Taylor slowly just submerges into his bed.
it's just one of those things where I was like, I get it. It was a different time, and like that. And again,
And his wife goes, "What's wrong, Taylor?"
I think there's a time and a place for humor like that, and that's fine. But like, holy shit, I forgot how bad D-Lung really was.
yeah, and it
Like,
does not get better.
It's one of those things where I go, he is just overtly kind of bad.
Yeah, he's a caricature of that society that what
Yeah.
we thought a Eastern person would be, Eastern Asian person would be.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's a weird
It-
time, dude.
Yeah, not great. Would you like some trivia?
Yes.
So there's only one trivia factor this episode, and you've already said it, so I'm just gonna say it again. This episode and its title could be a reference to Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla.
Wow.
I'll
As
take
both
that shit for
involved-
1,000.
As both involve the real biological originals, Courage and Godzilla, fighting their robotic counterparts, Mecha Courage and Mecha Godzilla. And that's the facts for the episode Courage versus Mecha Courage. That is literally it. There's nothing. And I will give them this, the plot synopsis for this episode is actually decent, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one thing. I think this should be a fact instead of actually in the plot synopsis. At the end of the episode, Eustace does see a commercial for like a techno dog, and it is in the CGI style.
No, yeah.
So I actually think that's a good like fact that like this season is CGI and it's the first episode of the season.
I
So-
did do a dive real quick to figure out who voices DeLung.
Sure.
And it's apparently one of the animators on Courage.
Oh,
And it is Tim Shi Lee.
I thought you were just gonna
well-
say Tim, and I was gonna go Tim.
No, Tim Shi Lee.
Oh, I need to
is
run.
one of
I need to go. I'm gonna get canceled.
So, I mean, that's good. Good for they found internal talent, and apparently Dilworth liked him because he could make any line sound fantastic. So
Oh,
there you go.
That's
It's a hell of
that's
a
a way to
stretch.
put that.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
things
make
I know.
any
That,
line sound fantastic.
And it's apparently his name is Dai Long.
Oh,
Is how it
Oh,
is actually pronounced. And it might mean big dragon in Chinese if I go off of this person's.
so not all of it was
Thing.
offensive.
big dragon.
No. And again, it's probably one of those things where it's like, okay, that makes me feel better that it wasn't just like some fucking dude doing a weird accent.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
Sheldon,
notice
can
how
you do an accent?
Yeah.
notice how you can find that fact, but you can't find it for the other characters in episode A.
Yeah, I think that's probably because it
was not somebody of that culture.
No, it was just somebody doing it. And again, like you can get into the argument of when it comes to animated characters, is it okay for white people to voice black characters or Asian characters? And I think a lot of the times, as long as it's not being overtly shitty, I don't see an issue with it. It's just like
Yeah, I'll
that.
agree with that.
These two characters being caricatures of the population that they come from make me feel better knowing that at least in one scenario, the person behind it was at least supportive of what they were doing. Like they were the animator, they were the voice of it, and they had some stake in probably the heritage of that person. So it doesn't feel as dirty to me.
Yeah, and this is early Cartoon Network. Like at this
Yeah.
point, they didn't know if Cartoon Network was really going to take off. They still had no idea. Like they had some success with both Courage and like Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls, but they didn't exactly know if that was going to last.
Mhm.
And just like with Adult Swim too, like they didn't know if it was going to last either, so they just went for it. So they were just trying to make a good show and just try to be funny where they could be, so, and that was their humor. So
yeah,
I
it's a different time.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do this one. I believe that I'm going to rate this episode 2 shiny forks out of 5.
Hmm.
I like it. Like it's
Normally-
fine. It's fine, but I'm just kind of like,
So Sheldon, I'll let you go first because I think I'm gonna steal your grading thing.
You always do.
I
So,
know. So I'm gonna
uh,
let you go.
So I'm just gonna go way off the wall. 2.5 Roman denariuses out
Okay,
of 5.
we did not. We did not have the same thing. I don't know that word. I'm
It
gonna
was
give
fun.
this a 3 reversing dirt out of 5.
fun.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because
All right.
Sheldon called
I
it out
got
when we were watching it. When in the Coliseum, Courage gets rolled over by like basically a big cog wheel kind of thing.
it is.
It
a
rolls
wheel,
over him
in fact.
once, and then they just reverse the animation, and so whatever dirt was on it when it rolled over, they just reversed the dirt, and it was obvious. So yeah. I do want to talk about one thing before this episode is over.
Well,
I'm sure
I think we're going to talk about the same thing, which is in, was it the end of June or was it the start of July that it was announced that the first trailer hit?
I think it was at the end of June.
Yeah, so
I can find it actually. So
coming out in September, there will be a crossover event with Courage the Cowardly Dog
end of June
and Scooby-Doo. And currently, very little is known about what's happening because it was
Except
just
that it's an abomination in the animation
It's
nightmare.
like a teaser trailer. There appears to be some bugs. Yeah, and the problem is they can't pick an animation style, at least in the trailer.
yeah, if
Is it
going to
be Scooby? Is it
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
Courage?
It's
more like Courage. I don't know.
So I don't know. When I was watching the trailer, it seemed
Somebody's getting fucked.
Yeah.
All the Scooby-Doo gang is Scooby-Doo animation, like the traditional, not traditional animation, obviously, but
Like the Mystery Incorporated version.
yeah. Whereas most of the, I don't want to know. I like looking at the thumbnail. It's weird, right? Because if you go up to our Courage chat in this Discord and just look at the thumbnail for that video, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are both in the classic Scooby-Doo animation, whereas Courage and Eustace are in a upgraded version of Courage animation.
Yep.
And yet everything on the table in front of them, like if you look at the thumbnail, they're standing in front of a table with food and they're building a sandwich because it's Scooby-Doo, is like in the Scooby-Doo fashion. So I have no idea. Like,
They take
It's so
turns every
weird.
scene.
Yeah.
It kind of seems that way.
So it's good to note too that Dilworth didn't have anything to do with this one.
Yeah, this is seems to be a standalone Cartoon Network, Hanna-Barbera, Turner, whatever shit. By the way, it looks, eh?
Yeah, I think they're Warner Media now. I have no idea who the
Yeah.
fuck owns them. Yeah.
I have no idea, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be weird. We'll probably cover it in September. So
Yeah, like Zoink Scoob, here's
yeah,
Courage.
it'll be a time. It'll be a time for all involved, which will
Like
be
Scoob.
neat.
We gotta kill this cat guy.
Like, Scoob, who the fuck's that giant cockroach, man?
Well, that's the other thing that we were talking about was like in Courage, this all seems to be pretty fucking real. And unless you're dealing with very specific instances of Scooby Doo, it's not real.
Oh,
you know,
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
and
So Scooby's gonna be like, is this a fucking real zombie?
Yeah, so are they gonna unmask somebody at the end? That's a good point. I forgot about that.
yeah, that's
And
where
the
I'm at.
zombies, the garden. Oh god.
And in the trailer, they show up with weapons, right? Because Courage sees Scooby or
Fred's
whatever,
not
and they
fucking around.
flashback to the rest of the game. Like some have like croquet mallets and like a baseball bat and like golf clubs. Like, are they about to murder somebody?
We're about to
What's
throw down on
happening?
this villain.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird, man.
It's and we should also note one last really big thing is that the majority of the voice actors for the show did not make it back
Well,
in
Muriel's
Courage
back.
side of it.
I don't know who's doing Courage at this point. I haven't
it
seen
makes
a
me
conclusive
sad,
idea.
but reasonable.
Yeah, and Eustace obviously is not voiced by
The
the original
voice-
voice actor. He's
Yeah,
no
the voice
longer
actor for
alive,
Eustace
so.
passed away, so
Life
Yeah.
happens.
yeah. And so we'll see what it's gonna be like. I have high hopes, at least for like stupidity's
Oh, I'll
sake.
watch it.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna love watching it. It's gonna be a good time for us.
Yeah, but I don't know how well it's actually gonna do as a special.
The out of
you know?
nowhere is in more than one respect.
I like how
Yeah.
they aren't even trying to put this on any kind of like television, and not even I don't even know. They didn't say streaming service yet. I assume it's gonna be.
Boomerang.
It might be straight to video. It could be
yeah.
Boomerang.
Oh, well, it has a big Warner Brothers label on it.
Does
so that's
Boomerang
what's
still
concerning
have
me.
a streaming service?
Yes, they do. It's now
Technically, yes.
it's all roped into HBO Max because
Uh,
the same people. Warner owns HBO and Warner owns Turner now. It's a
Something like that, yeah.
it's a huge calamity because Full Screen fucked up and resold all of Turner. So there's a huge fuck up here of who actually owns all this media. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go.
anyways.
One way or another, we're gonna get our money's worth out of this.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, oh fuck yeah! I'm gonna watch it like 6 times. I'm gonna watch it with other friends, and we're gonna Mystery Science Theater it, and then us three are gonna Mystery Science Theater it, and I'll probably
Oh, yeah.
Mystery Science Theater it again by myself.
Just making comments to
Those
yourself.
were always the best episodes when Mike was just sitting there without the robots.
And his white
Everybody-
rice, his bowl of
Everybody
white
loved
rice.
those. Yeah, everybody. Those were like the best ones. Where yeah, he just sat there and made jokes about the TV when
That's-
nobody to play off of.
That's how the series ended. Basically, they crashed on Earth, and then all 3 of them are watching movies on Mike's couch. So he's basically talking to himself in his own apartment.
Wasn't that in like the top 10 saddest endings ever?
I mean, it's sad, but
maybe.
it's also like it doesn't end. So like,
Or just I don't fucking know.
and then they started a new on Netflix, and like, what ending? What are you talking about? That didn't end.
Never ends.
But anyways, it's good. Good couple episodes.
This was a
fun.
fine start to season 3.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, I think for a
Mhm.
start of a season, this started better than season 2. But I think there was a lot more. There's a lot better episodes in season 2 than this episode for sure.
Yeah, but like we'll see how it goes. You know.
We'll see how I didn't even remember these episodes until you helped me. So
Yeah. Yeah, I remember these two pretty bad. And there's a lot of gifs and shit of this episode in particular, so I don't know.
So we're in for a good season, is basically what you're saying.
Hell yeah, brother.
Like
except
always.
It's going to be very problematic for me to find trivia because they're in alphabetical order, not in episode order.
It'll just be sadder and sadder. Like the first episode goes, guys, this was a bad episode.
Yeah.
This season's looking pretty dark.
I may have gave episode A a higher rating than it should have gotten. Oh well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh well.
Shit happens, and with that, we will see you all
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Like Zoinks, it's goodbye, dude.
Like fucking Zoink, Scoob.
That was the Liquid Courage Podcast, an in-depth look at every episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Music was provided by Visionless. You can find them at www.soundcloud.com/VISIONL3SS. We do not own the rights to Courage the Cowardly Dog. Until next time, have a wonderful night.